but they're liking this interior decoding station. They're going to drop it. We're playing in museum, baby. It's going to look a lot like map 2.
And you talked about it. You liked the Raptor pick here, but that information isn't necessarily going to do a whole lot. Like, you would much rather, I feel like, want a Luna in this situation just because of that util, finding some damage onto the decoding station as well. So we'll have to see if they can kind of hold tight up there on that balcony position and hold off some of the onslaught for some of these teams who are going to be having a little bit more of an aggressive comp. Team Nadeshot here trying to get into the mix. They actually opt to go ahead and make the audio cue here that they're going to be climbing up this ladder. And I wouldn't necessarily mind it from Team Nadeshot if they kind of just sat out here for a little bit, right? And kind of just waited their turn. Excuse me, they don't want nothing to do with that. They're looking to get absolutely active. They go ahead and look for a little bit more of a forward position towards this decoding station. They don't necessarily run directly at the decoding station itself, but they are definitely a whole heck of a lot closer.
This is going to be utter chaos. Last map, whoever gets the brick either wins if you're one of the 4 teams with the brick, or has a chance. Equal Place has found an angle and Slept. Slept goes down early.
Tempest.
Does look like, yeah, should be fine. So it is their Tempest. There's the pickup. Quick self-res from Slept, and Chris actually able to answer back. FaZe losing one. That is FaZe's Tempest as well. Everybody going to be slowly working their way off these cooldowns to get some intel. And then get back up on their feet and make some plays. Chris getting really active. Jumps off the high ropes. Goes low. Again, we talk about Gizmo. We talk about a brand new season in the competitive series. Seeing Gizmo much more active is nice. But also, being able to get a lot of intel from the sonars being placed as well. Team Nadeshot, they are not afraid to make noise right now, Vivid. They are looking to swing on some fights.
Yeah, but this is going to give them so much room to work with because they pretty much have all of the information necessary to rotate around the museum because they've sniffed everything out and they're like, where the heck is everybody? And taking a look at the decoding station, they're like, wow, nobody wants to go ahead and fight for this. They gotta feel like this is a lot of pressure on them because they're in a position to go ahead and fend for it, and nobody else really seems to be close enough to do so.
Here they go. Team Nadeshot on the top ropes. They're going to go swinging for it. SSG low side. Nightmare up above holding them. Chris looks like takes a decent amount of util kind of to the face. And again, it's Gizmo and Morse that they've elected to run for the intel gathering and also utility to kind of hold down some of these zones. I don't hate the idea. Killzall actually gets in here with the Tempest Ult. It's just sticking this steal and is going to get in time. It looked like Equal Plays was maybe distracted by some other noise. Couldn't peek in the corner in time. SSG gets the steal. Nightmare should steal it right back, but Team Nadeshot are there. It should get extremely mixy on the high ground, while on the low ground, SSG in a bit of trouble because MW Pildor was getting really aggressive with their ult pop, but they run out of time. They have to back off. Everybody a little scared to make a mistake and only relying on their Tempest ults to make big plays. Everybody still on their feet.
It's a great try from MW right there. They heard the res audio going off, so they tried to go ahead and pressure that one. But take a look at this. It's going to be Slept this time around. He's going to be jumping on the decoding station on the back foot of that Tempest ult. But you caught it out. An incredibly timid approach in terms of making anything happen outside of when that Tempest ult comes around. And yeah, Equal now on the back foot of his own Tempest ult. And all of these exchanges, by the way, take a look at the decoding timer, as we're actually going to be missing one of those knocks right there. That's going to be allowed onto Dio. I would imagine that's going to be the Tempest of their own. But yeah, take a look at the decoding timer right now. It's already down to 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Remember, the absolute minimum for the decoding timer is 1 minute and 30 seconds, 90 total seconds. And every single time that it exchanges hands, it drops by 30 seconds. So only 2 more exchanges, and we're going to be already at that minimum with around 12 minutes to go. Crazy stuff, as Killzall is going to be picking up a knock right there onto the Tempest. Again, these kills are not necessarily going to find a lot of value because all these teams are only really making anything happen right now on the back foot of these Tempest ults.
Unreal. You're tuning in for the first time very quickly. Tempest Operator, their ultimate ability is what we call it. The ability with the longest cooldown. Emergency evasion device. It throws those ropes out. It tethers you to a position. And if you go down or you pop it again, it'll sling you all the way back to wherever you drop that tether, even if you're knocked. And then you can self-revive. Insanely powerful in an objective gate-based gameplay like this. And Team Nadeshot were able to get that steal, utilizing a lot of the same. And now Team Nadeshot are going to slowly wait as it will probably get stolen yet again, and they don't really have a vantage point to just hold the line on the decoding station. Maybe if they catch a frag here, if they catch some blood, they may just full swing on Nightmare to try to grab the best position. Actually, off-screen, Chris is finding an angle on FaZe yet again. That is not their Tempest. That is an out-of-position FaZe member. And once the shots are fired and Chris is finding value on FaZe, Nightmare says, okay, this is our opening. Let's make a move. Pops it on CD, goes for it, gets it, and here we go. SSG kills all, barrel stuffs. 2 members of BTH, gets 2 kills and gets all the way back to safety. What a play from SSG to continue to put these teams in a blender, but MW is on the hunt. They heard the bullets, felt the bullets, and are able to answer them back onto SSG. Utter chaos on the map as Team Nadeshot throws their Tempest ult on CD and get the steal yet again. We're at 90 seconds. Every time it's stolen, it'll go back to 90 seconds. The chaos has got me even in a blender, but MW have put SSG down. Only 1 remaining player for SSG, and Nightmare's also in trouble. Equal Place goes down off cooldown. What is happening?
All right, Team Nation have the opportunity to potentially go ahead and push the balcony right now. Let's see if they go ahead and are happy with just the decoding station alone. It looks like they are. The retreat kind of comes in. Remember, to go ahead and win the competition just based off of mana bricks, one of these teams has to go ahead and secure the mana brick if they've already done so in a previous game. If we keep trading like this, it's going to come down to squad points. So pay attention to that total score on the left side of things. Before the first time FaZe, they're back up to a 3-man roster, by the way, and take a look at how far their Tempest is playing all the way out front. SSG, by the way, left to only one member remaining. BTH also with a solo remaining. And for all 4 of our other teams, still a 3-man roster, but there is absolute chaos going around. We can see some 3v3s happening here, there, and everywhere. But for the side, oh my God, take a look at this. Killzall's trying to make something happen on the forefront of MW. He goes ahead and finds the first initial knock, but he's still going to be in a 1v2 situation. But the retreat comes in. 1 runner remaining on the decoding station, and Nightmare right now have full control.
SSG, the only team a solo, and Killzall's not going to get these reses. There's just no way. Utter chaos, but our eyes have to go to Brick. Team Nadeshot, I think, are making an aggressive play towards Farmer Lucas up on the top side. Rez is trying to be stuck down low for BTH, and it's actually 2 teams is finding an M82 knock on Smile for Team Nadeshot. Team Nadeshot lose a player, but they get the Brick steal. Back to 90 seconds. Plenty of game clock for this to steal over and over again a couple more times. But amidst the chaos, there's only 3 teams with a full team of 3 still on their feet. Nightmare, BTH, MW in the best position right now, and SSG have gotten the steal. Killzall off cooldown, have stolen back the Brick amidst all of this fighting we're watching. Killzall walks up and says, it's mine now. Good luck. What
the solo
on earth? 6 teams in Museum Vivid, and all 6 teams desperately clawing for this mana brick, and it will be stolen again and again and again. And so while we have a breath, everybody look to the left. Look at total score. Team Nadeshot, the furthest down by a mile. They need this brick, and they need to wipe the lobby. They desperately need the points. SSG, they don't need the points. They just need one of these teams to not get their second mana brick. Killzall is doing everything he can to stall out this game by going for these steals and finding kill over here, kill over there. Any kill he can get his hand on could potentially weaken teams to where they can't get this brick. But here we go. MW, now it's your turn to make the steal. Nightmare can't look at it because there's people all over the place.
This is absolutely crazy, but finally Nightmare, they try to go ahead and try to make something happen. They're going to be finding 2 kills on the receiving end of FaZe, so that's going to be huge. That's going to be giving them a little bit of a breath of fresh air. They've been receiving constant pressure from the outside of this balcony, but now that it's potentially opened up as an avenue where they can feel a little bit more comfortable, Team Nadeshot, they keep sending Slept in over and over and over again. I feel like Team Nadeshot or Team Nightmare, either one of those 2 teams have been in control of the mana brick the absolute most, but neither one has kind of been in a position to deny anybody from actually capturing it right now. Take a look at this. Equal is trying to get aggressive and a full wipe onto the last remaining members of Maze. Finally, when there is only 7 minutes remaining, we have been on this map for now 11 minutes. We have finally lost our first team. It's unfortunately going to be FaZe.
Really strong play from Equal Plays. That's a great read of the map and the intel. The problem right now for most of our teams is they don't have the intel of where all 6 teams are that are on the brick. Nightmare get that full wipe, and then they get the brick steal right back in their favor. And now that they have the breathing room with FaZe off the map, they're going to feel like they have more control. Unfortunately, right when they felt like they had control, BTH strike. They find an angle to take down Death. Death is not getting out of yellow timer anytime soon. I don't even think they can carry that body. Nightmare, unfortunately, are down to a duo probably for the rest of this map. Team Nadeshot, all back on their feet, are going to make another move for another steal. They've got so much util to zone off these players from playing aggressive to stop their steal. Team Nadeshot get it right back, and now they're going to potentially play stairs and just keep holding on, being willing to steal over and over and over again. Very calm, cool, and collected from Team Nadeshot. Problem with Team Nadeshot is they need this brick, and they need the points, which means they have to kill, and they have to get loot. A tough task with only 5.5 minutes remaining.
The only tough thing about this is now that Nightmare isn't a full roster, they're not going to be feeling confident to just send Equal out to go ahead and seize the mana brick. So if anybody else is going to be interested in kind of stopping this, they can't rely like they have been on Team Nightmare to kind of bounce back and forth with Team Nadeshot, which is what we've kind of been seeing. As you can see, they started to feel the pressure. That was going to be Slept, who was actually playing this forward position, and he found Lucas trying to make this rotation, and BTH kind of heard those shots fly in, but now they have full control over the balcony. But what can they actually make of this? Take a look at this. 30 seconds before Team Nadeshot go ahead and secure this mana break. But oh my gosh, Stalker on the backside of things. Smile gets a little bit too aggressive, and he's going to be falling. Holding. Now Slept and Chris are left with 20 seconds left before they go ahead and defend this mana brick successfully.
They're holding. Team Nadeshot are full sticking this. They're holding it. They popped a Tempest CD, just expecting a fight, but nobody's here. 10 seconds on the clock. It's going to be Equal Plays. No, he gets jumped off the side of the map. Tempest all runs out of power.
Oh my gosh, no way.
Through the smoke. It's only a second.
He got it.
Gets it. Milidor seals it away. Team Nadeshot had a chance. They had a chance to get the break, had a chance to get the win, but they lose it. It barely snagged out of their fingertips. And now Slept has to get to safety and heal up, and they have to do it again and again and again, and Killzall's there to try to ruin their day with his Tempest ult on CD. He's going to go all the way back the way he came from with nothing to write home about, but it's still best case scenario for SSG. Nightmare's out of here! A big fight. BTH pushed the equation down to a duo, the third fully out, and Team Nadeshot immediately stick to steal. It's utter chaos, folks, but Team Nadeshot, as a duo, have stolen back the brick. And they have a couple kills. There is still a chance, but MW are a full team of 3, and they are showing up perfectly timed to the party, immediately barrel stuff their opponents, and immediately start clearing this lobby. 2 teams fully eliminated. Killzall a solo. This feels like an MW game.
Yeah, just the numbers game, right? 3 members left remaining. They've just kind of remained a little bit silent. Only 50 seconds left to work with. Remember, there is still that duo of Team Nadeshot that is going to try to defend this mana brick until they go down with the ship. Still a lot of work to do for the side of MW, right? They have to get onto the mana brick. They have to clear out some of these other members around the map. Can Team Nadeshot actually make something happen, right? 30 seconds before they defend it. They have the utility to go ahead and do it. The Gizmo, the disarm from the Tempest, and not to mention, they're kind of getting a little bit of an assist from that last remaining member of BTH that's actually out on the balcony, who's kind of denying access from that kind of little bit of a standstill. Yeah, all the 15 seconds. Stalker actually finds one of the knocks on the MW. That's going to be absolutely detrimental to their approach. Killzall, can you make something happen? He actually wants Team Nadeshot to go ahead and secure this 5 seconds before anybody's going to be able to go ahead and jump on the brick. Can they actually go ahead and successfully defend it? It's going to be Chris. It's going to be Slept. It's going to be Team Nadeshot in Game 7. They pick Brackish, and they finally find themselves on the leaderboard in terms of mana bricks.
No way. And Slept picks up BTH. BTH is out of here. Team Nadeshot have one goal right now. They've got the mantle brick. They've tied up the other 4 teams with the brick. They have to loot so incredibly efficiently to get this win. Killzall is so far above them in terms of points. Team Nadeshot need to loot perfectly. They need to get all the dog tags. They need to get weapons. They somehow need to get maybe a player out if they can. And Killzall knows the deal. He knows the win con for any other team besides his. He's here to kill people because he wins if he does.
An incredible hold from Killzall to just kind of stay alive. Even stole the mana brick at one point, but it's going to be Team Nature. It's kind of reign supreme in terms of control over the mana brick, but you kind of mentioned it. Total score is the only thing that matters now. None of our teams are... Oh my gosh. Killzall is still alive. He is still kicking, and Crisp has just been put on notice. Now Slep's going to be left in a 1v1 situation against the kill leader. This is the guy that has been running through the competition all day. Can he kind of keep the momentum going? He hears the footsteps. He knows exactly where Slep is potentially going and opting for a very, very strong position. But time is on the favor of Killzall because he knows
insane.
If members of other teams are just kind of hanging out, then he's going to kind of win if they can't kind of pick up points. But take a look at this. MW, by the way, they have 36 points. They're only 3 points behind Killzall. If they are able to go ahead and pick up some of these last remaining kills, that might be the difference. But Killzall is now opting to actually play his life. He doesn't want to give away the point.
40 seconds. You thought we were out of the weeds, but we're not. Team Nadeshot. They might have gotten the bricks, but they're all wiped. MW, pick up that kill. They go +1. The total score on your left does not include the final compensation at the very end of the game. That is not the final score, but is very indicative of how close these top 2 teams are. We have 5 teams with a brick. It will come down to points, and because Killzall has been able to stay alive so dang long and find a couple kills to boot, he may have somehow stayed alive long enough to win this competition, but it is going to be so unbelievably close. What do you have in your safe box? Did you pick up any dog tags? Does this kill go to Killzall? No, it does not.